Have you ever looked in the mirror before heading out, feeling completely put together? Your outfit is polished, your makeup is flawless, and your shoes feel just right. But then, you glance down at your handbag, and something feels off. It's a small detail, yes, but suddenly, that one item changes how you feel about your entire look. And if you've ever experienced that, you're not alone. Today, we're diving into something that many women overlook but has a surprising impact on how others perceive us, and more importantly, how we perceive ourselves. I'm talking about handbags. Specifically, the kinds of handbags that can quietly but powerfully undermine the elegant, confident image you've worked so hard to create. This video isn't about chasing luxury brands or spending a fortune on fashion. It's about understanding how certain choices, ones we often make out of habit or convenience, can send the wrong message, especially after 50. We're going to explore the most common handbag mistakes that elegant women avoid, and how you can make smarter, more stylish choices that reflect the incredible woman you are today. By the end of this video, you'll not only know what to look out for, you'll feel empowered to curate a collection that speaks to your grace, wisdom, and timeless style. Because elegance isn't loud, it doesn't shout, it simply shows up, quietly confident, and impossible to ignore. Let's begin. 1. Slouchy bags. When your handbag drags down your presence. Let's start with one of the most overlooked but most impactful handbag mistakes, the slouchy, shapeless bag. At first glance, it might seem harmless, maybe even cozy, a soft bag that molds to your body, easy to toss over your shoulder and go. But here's the problem. When your handbag loses its structure, it quietly takes some of your structure with it. Imagine this. You're wearing a beautiful outfit, maybe a well-fitted blazer or a tailored dress. Your hair is done. You're standing tall. And then there it is. This floppy bag collapsing against your side, folding in all the wrong places, looking tired before you even say a word. It's like the bag is whispering, "I gave up." And whether you like it or not, that energy transfers to you. You might not even realize how much this affects your presence. People won't always notice the bag itself, but they will feel the difference in how you carry yourself. A shapeless bag can throw off your posture, interrupt the clean lines of your silhouette, and make your overall appearance seem less intentional, even when you've put so much care into everything else. Now, I'm not saying you need a stiff, uncomfortable purse, not at all, but structure matters. A handbag that holds its shape communicates something subtle yet powerful. That you're put together, even in the smallest details. It supports your style instead of fighting against it. It frames your look instead of sinking into it. So next time you pick up a bag, take a moment to see how it stands on its own. Because if it can't stand confidently by itself, it's probably not helping you do the same. And you, my dear, deserve to walk into any room feeling as strong and composed as you truly are. 2. Overly embellished bags. When your handbag speaks louder than you do. Let's talk about bags that try a little too hard to be noticed. We've all seen them. Purses covered in charms, tassels, shiny chains, maybe even a scarf tied around the handle, or some glittery accents that sparkle under the light. They might look fun, playful, or whimsical in the store. But once you step into a more refined space, something shifts. The truth is, an overly decorated bag can become a distraction. It pulls focus away from you, your face, your outfit, your presence, and instead demands all the attention for itself. It's saying, "Look at me," when really, your handbag should be saying, "Look at her." Now, that doesn't mean you have to give up personality or style, absolutely not. But there's a big difference between thoughtful details and visual noise. Elegance isn't about being boring. It's about being intentional. A sleek buckle, a single gold accent, a beautiful texture. These things whisper class. They don't scream for attention. Because at this stage in life, you don't need your accessories to do the talking. You've already lived enough, learned enough, become enough to let your presence speak for itself. So if your bag is covered in decorations that felt cute at the time, it might be worth asking, is it highlighting my elegance or hiding it? And if it's the latter, maybe it's time to let that bag go and let your quiet confidence take center stage. 3. Giant logos, when the brand overshadows the woman. Let's be honest, there was a time when carrying a bag with a bold, recognizable logo felt like a badge of success. It told the world, I've made it. But times have changed, and so has the meaning of true elegance. These days, giant logos stretched across a handbag can do more harm than good. Instead of enhancing your style, they dominate it. You walk into a room, and what people notice first isn't your outfit, your glow, or your presence. It's the letters stamped all over your bag. But here's the thing. Those letters aren't you. When your bag becomes a billboard for a brand, it can unintentionally send a message that says, I need this name to feel important. And that's the opposite of what a confident, elegant woman needs to express. Elegance doesn't rely on status symbols. It doesn't shout. It shows up in quiet details, balance, quality, and the confidence to choose what truly suits you, not what trends dictate. That's why so many timeless women, from icons of royalty to modern style leaders, often favor bags with minimal branding. Not because they couldn't afford more, but because they understand something deeper. When you truly know your worth, you don't need to wear it like a label. So before you reach for a bag with giant initials, ask yourself, do you want people to see the brand or see you? Because you, my dear, are the brand. One of wisdom, elegance, and undeniable substance. 4. Worn-out bags. When sentimentality costs you your polish. We all have that one bag, the old favorite that's been with us through so many seasons, so many chapters. It fits just right. It feels familiar. Maybe it was a gift, or maybe you carried it through a time in life that meant something. There's emotion attached to it. But here's the truth. Many of us don't want to admit. If your handbag is cracked, peeling, sagging, or stained, it's not just worn out. It's dragging your whole look down. You wouldn't wear a dress with a ripped seam to an event. You wouldn't walk into a room in scuffed heels or with chipped nails and call that your best. So why let a broken bag speak louder than the effort you've put into the rest of your style? It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Elegance is in the upkeep, in showing care for the details that reflect how you value yourself. That doesn't mean you need to throw away every old bag. Some can be repaired. A little leather conditioner, a new lining, or even a professional refresh. But for others, the most graceful thing you can do is thank them for the years of service and let them go. Replace them with just 1 or 2 bags that are whole. They don't have to be expensive. They just have to be worthy of the woman you've become. Because you, my friend, deserve to walk through life looking as pulled together as you feel inside. And no frayed strap or cracked zipper should tell a different story. 5. Oversized or undersized bags, when the size sends the wrong signal. Let's talk about proportion, because it matters more than we often realize. You could be wearing the perfect outfit, your hair styled with care, your accessories thoughtfully chosen. But if your handbag is the wrong size, the whole look can feel off balance. Start with the oversized bag. We've all had one, the kind that could fit your makeup, lunch, umbrella, reading glasses, and maybe even a small dog. It's practical, sure. But elegant? Not quite. Especially for petite women, A massive bag can look like it's wearing you. It overwhelms your frame and becomes the first, and often only, thing people notice. Then there's the other extreme, the tiny handbag. Adorable, yes. Great for a formal dinner or an evening event. But when used daily, it becomes a struggle. Constantly juggling what can fit, digging for your keys, leaving important things behind. There's nothing graceful about that. True elegance finds the sweet spot. A medium-sized bag with some structure. Not too bulky, not too bare. One that comfortably holds what you need, supports your lifestyle, and complements your silhouette instead of fighting with it. Because the right handbag should move with you. It should frame your look, not distract from it. It should be an extension of your confidence, not something that throws off your stride. So next time you reach for a bag, think beyond how much it can carry. Think about what it's carrying about you. 6. Faux designer bags, when the impersonation diminishes your authenticity. Let's have a real conversation about something many women have been tempted by: imitation designer handbags. You see one online or at a market, and it looks just like the real thing. The logo is nearly perfect, the style mimics luxury, and the price? Too good to ignore. But here's the hard truth. Carrying a fake designer bag doesn't elevate your image. It quietly chips away at your authenticity. Elegance has never been about a label. It's about self-assurance, presence, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are, not who you're trying to look like. When you carry a counterfeit bag, even if it's subtle, the message becomes, "I want to be seen as someone else." That doesn't just undercut your look, it undermines your voice. Beyond the ethics, these bags rarely hold up. The stitching is off. The material feels wrong, plasticky, overly shiny, or too flimsy. And anyone who's familiar with the real thing can usually tell. Maybe not instantly, but enough to cast doubt. But here's the good news. You don't need designer logos to look elevated. There are so many beautifully crafted, affordable bags that are unbranded but rich in quality and style. A soft leather crossbody, a well-made vegan tote, a structured canvas satchel. These say you value substance over show. So next time you feel drawn to a dupe, pause and ask yourself, what do I really want this bag to say about me? Because authenticity is always more elegant than imitation. And you, my dear, never need to pretend to be anything other than exactly who you are. 7. Loud colors. When your bag shouts louder than your style. Let's talk about color, because color speaks before you even open your mouth. There's a big difference between a bold choice and a distracting one. Neon pink, fluorescent green, highlighter yellow. They might be fun in a store window or on a teenager at a summer concert. But when you're aiming for timeless elegance, these colors tend to scream instead of support. A brightly colored bag can overpower your outfit, pull focus from your face, and create visual noise that doesn't align with the calm confidence you carry. Even if the rest of your look is impeccable, that one loud accessory can make it feel chaotic. Now, that doesn't mean you're stuck with beige forever. Far from it. Elegant color isn't about being boring, it's about being balanced. Rich jewel tones like navy, burgundy, forest green, earthy neutrals like camel, slate, or soft taupe. These shades add depth without distraction. They flow with your wardrobe instead of fighting it. When you choose a handbag color, think beyond trends. Ask yourself, can I wear this through every season? Will it elevate both casual and dressy looks? Will it still feel right 10 years from now? Because fashion comes and goes, but your presence, your true, centered, unmistakable presence, is timeless. And the right color doesn't steal from that. It enhances it. 8. Plastic shine. When glossy finishes cheapen your look. You've probably seen them. Handbags with that high-gloss, plastic-like shine. Maybe you've even owned one. At first, they can seem trendy, edgy, or modern. But in practice, they often do the exact opposite of what you want them to do. Instead of adding polish, they pull it away. That artificial shine tends to reflect too much light, creating a glare that feels more fast fashion than refined. No matter how lovely the rest of your outfit is, a plastic-looking bag instantly cheapens the overall impression. It says temporary when what you want to communicate is timeless. And the problem goes beyond appearances. These materials don't age well. They crack, they wrinkle, they lose their finish, and they rarely keep their shape. Before long, they look worn, not in the soft, vintage way, but in a tired, disposable way. True elegance doesn't sparkle like a vinyl purse under a spotlight. It glows softly. It whispers quality through texture, weight, and integrity. So what should you look for instead? Aim for handbags with a matte finish. Think supple leather or quality vegan alternatives. Look for texture, grains, weaves, or structured fabrics that hold their shape with grace. You don't need to spend a fortune. You just need to choose something that reflects your values: durability, simplicity, and quiet strength. Because the most beautiful shine you can carry doesn't come from your handbag. It comes from you. 9. Theme bags, when festivity turns into fashion confusion. Let's talk about themed handbags, the ones with snowflakes for Christmas, pumpkins for Halloween, or hearts and glitter for Valentine's Day. Yes, they're cute. Yes, they can feel festive. But let's be honest, they rarely look elegant. These bags are fun for a moment, and that's the problem. They're designed for a single event or season, and outside of that, they just feel out of place. A Santa-printed clutch might make sense at a December brunch, but in February, it becomes confusing. Even worse, it can look juvenile. When you carry a themed handbag, you're anchoring your entire look to one fleeting moment. And unless the rest of your outfit is perfectly tailored to match that theme, it creates visual disharmony. Your bag becomes a costume instead of a complement. Now, does that mean you have to be boring during the holidays? Of course not. There are so many other ways to add seasonal charm, like a red scarf, a metallic pair of earrings, or a touch of sparkle in your makeup. But your handbag? That should be your anchor, your constant, the piece that works in January, July, and everywhere in between. So the next time you're tempted by a themed purse that's just for fun, ask yourself, will this help me look timeless? Or will it end up in the back of my closet until next year? Or never? Because elegance doesn't follow the calendar. It lives in the choices that carry you through every season. 10. Tote bags with slogans, when casual crosses into careless. We all love a good tote. They're lightweight, easy to carry, and let's be honest, some of them come with adorable sayings. Maybe yours says, "But first, coffee," or "Bonjour, Paris." Maybe you picked it up at a bookstore or got it free at an event. It feels practical, even a little playful. But here's the gentle truth. When used as your everyday handbag, a slogan tote doesn't support your elegance. It weakens it. These bags often lack structure. They slump, wrinkle, stain easily, and do nothing to shape or elevate your outfit. And the printed phrases? They can be distracting. Instead of someone noticing your poise or your thoughtful style, they're reading your side like it's a billboard. That's not fashion. That's novelty. Now, let's be clear. There is a time and place for these totes. They're perfect for errands, farmers markets, or beach days. But if your goal is to project quiet confidence and refinement, leave them out of your polished wardrobe. If you love the natural, minimalist look, opt for a canvas or woven leather tote in a neutral color, one that holds its shape, one that speaks softly, but with presence. Because your message shouldn't be written on your bag, it should be felt in your presence. And trust me, that kind of message leaves a lasting impression. 11th, sporty backpacks. When practicality overrules poise. We all want comfort. We want functionality. And yes, a sporty backpack can feel like the perfect solution. It frees up your hands, distributes weight evenly, and fits everything you need for a busy day. But here's the catch. Convenience should never come at the cost of presence. A nylon gym-style backpack, no matter how practical, doesn't align with a polished, elegant look. Especially if you're wearing a lovely coat, tailored pants, or a dress. Suddenly, that sporty bag feels completely disconnected. It doesn't say, put together. It says, headed to the locker room. It's not about snobbery. It's about consistency. Your accessories should support your style, not contradict it. A sleek outfit deserves a bag that echoes its tone. That doesn't mean you have to give up backpacks entirely. There are plenty of elegant alternatives. Structured leather backpacks, minimalist crossbodies with wide straps, even softly shaped totes that are comfortable yet refined. The key is to choose functionality with intention. Look for clean lines, neutral colors, thoughtful materials. Something that says, I've got it together, instead of, I just left spin class. Because after 50, you've earned the right to be both comfortable and elegant. You don't have to pick between the two. You just have to be a little more deliberate. And once you find that balance, that's when your style really starts to speak. Quietly, powerfully, and without compromise. 12th, fanny packs. When convenience compromises elegance. They've been rebranded. Belt bags, waist bags, crossbody slings. You see them everywhere now, from fashion influencers to department store windows. And yes, they're hands-free, they're trendy, they're convenient. But let's not confuse trendy with timeless. The truth is, no matter how much designers try to elevate the look, a fanny pack still disrupts the natural flow of your silhouette. It draws attention to areas you likely don't want highlighted. Your midsection, your chest, or wherever it happens to sit on your body. Even the more stylish versions often look out of place when paired with classic, refined outfits. They interrupt the line of a dress, break up the smooth front of a blouse, or create bulk under a coat. It's not flattering, and it certainly doesn't say grace. Fanny packs were originally made for function, hiking, amusement parks, travel. They're great for carrying snacks, keys, tickets, not so much for carrying a message of elegance. And if what you're really after is ease, there are beautiful options out there. Slim crossbody bags that rest gently on your side, compact shoulder bags with clean design, even chic wristlets for nights out. Remember, the way you carry yourself includes the things you carry. You've come too far and lived through too much to let a zippered pouch steal the show. So leave the fanny packs to the tourists. You, my dear, are walking into every room with presence, not practicality disguised as style. So now you know, 12 handbag mistakes that can quietly chip away at the elegant presence you've worked a lifetime to build. But here's the beautiful truth. Fixing them doesn't require spending more. It simply means choosing with purpose. You don't need to follow every trend. You don't need a closet full of expensive labels. What you do need is a collection that reflects the woman you are today. Confident, wise, and wonderfully self-aware. Elegance isn't about perfection. It's about intention. It's the quiet power in knowing that every choice you make, from your words to your wardrobe, tells the world something about you. So take a look at the bags you own. Which ones still serve your style, and which ones are holding on to a version of you that you've already outgrown. Let go of what no longer fits the life you're living now. Make space for what elevates you. And if you've made it to the end of this video, I want you to comment below. I deserve the best, not because of what you carry, but because of who you are. Thank you for spending this time with me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who's ready to step into her next level of grace. Until next time, carry yourself with care, because you, my dear, are always worth the elegance.